I'm literally up at sunrise this morning because I wanted to do an all-day wear test of the brand new E.L.F. Camo Liquid Blushes. These just dropped and they're still relatively hard to secure in stores, at least they were for me. I had to go to 3 different stores and I had to ask employees to get them from the back because they had the displays out, like announcing that there's a new product, but they didn't have the blushes in the display. And I was like, give them to me. So I was able to secure a few shades. I didn't clean them out. I didn't want to be rude, but these have already gone viral on social media in like record time because people are comparing them to the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes. So then I had to go to 2 Sephora locations because this blush was sold out everywhere. Apparently everyone and their mother had this blush in their stocking this year, I guess. So today I'll be sharing my wear test and review of the new E.L.F. Camo Liquid Blushes, as well as a side-by-side dupe test against the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. So let's get these on my face so we can test them as long as possible. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. Okay, first things first, I wanna do the application right away so we can get this on the face, and then I'll share swatches of all 3 shades that I picked up. So here is Suave Mauve. So the E.L.F. blush is $7 and it already has like a 4.7 rating online for the people who have been able to get a hold of it or just bought it online. Now on the same new product E.L.F. display that the blushes were supposed to be on, they also had this new E.L.F. Liquid Blush brush that is recommended for use with both these and their putty blushes. Although I do think they have like a putty blush brush. So this was $10 and mostly I just picked this up because I really wanted to make the most of this blush and apply it how the brand says is the best way, I guess. E.L.F. has gotten so good at these brushes. I remember the days where they felt less than soft. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with 2 dots and see how far that takes us. And these are supposed to have a dewy finish that feels lightweight but is long lasting. I'm focusing on patting it in, which is what I normally do with liquid and cream blushes. I just find it to diffuse it a lot softer and it doesn't tug around my foundation. And this brush is doing a really nice job at blending this out. Okay, not bad. 2 dots was definitely enough. Maybe some people might consider this more than enough. Yeah, that was a lot of color. The pigment is definitely there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. So this again was Suave Mauve. Okay, let's go ahead and open the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Dewy Liquid Blush. These do come in both matte and dewy formulas. They are $23, quite a difference. I picked up the shade Entourage because it did seem like a good match. There's another mauve one called Believe, but that one looked too dark. With these, I've seen that 1 dot will do ya. But obviously I want to make sure that the sides look as even as possible. Let's see how well this spreads out. Oh, I think 1 dot's gonna be good. So far the shades are looking incredibly close. Okay, I'm gonna add just another dot right here because I feel like I blended that out in a weird shape. I need to kind of fill it in. Okay, it is a bold blush day. I'm definitely wearing the blush a little heavier than I normally would, but I really need to even these out. I don't think I expected so much pigment from the E.L.F. side. This is a lot of blush for me, I'm not gonna lie. Now, first impression straight off the bat, and I think you can see this on camera, the Rare Beauty side does look a little bit more dewy. The E.L.F. side has sort of set, and there's more of like a natural finish to it where I see pretty obvious radiance on the Rare Beauty side, but we'll see if that settles down since it's still fresh. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight on top. I'm using the E.L.F. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is in the shade Light Medium. I am just gonna tap that on. And then you know what, while we're at it, I also picked up a new E.L.F. lip product. This is the new Glow Reviver Lip Oil from E.L.F. in the shade Rose Envy. I was thinking of doing a video comparing drugstore lip oils because I feel like there are so many on the market now and I kind of want to just compare all of them. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment. We'll just give this one a go today. Ooh, pretty. Oh, this is a perfect shade to match the blush. I like that. It is currently 7:43 in the morning. I think both blushes were on the face more around 7:30. So now that the blush is on my face and the wear test has begun, let's swatch these e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes. So here are the 3 shades I was able to snag of the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes. Starting with Dusty Rose, which the brand describes as a warm pink, but on my skin tone, there's definitely more of a peachy look to it. Then we have Suave Mauve, the one I'm wearing today. I would say this is a slightly warm mauve, or what I would have considered a rose shade. Last but not least, I grabbed Berry Well, which is a cool, bright berry shade. Now these large swatches are just so you can see the colors more clearly. This is absolutely way too much product because a little goes a long way with these. The blush is thin, but still has a creamy, blendable feel under the fingers. It spreads really nicely while maintaining strong color. Now I wanted to show you the e.l.f. blush in Suave Mauve swatched next to the Rare Beauty blush in Entourage. These are what I'm wearing today, and surprisingly, swatched side by side, they have obvious differences. The Rare Beauty blush is definitely a cooler mauve, but once you blend them out, the difference is much less noticeable, which is what we saw when I applied them both to my face. I'm back and it is officially 5:21. We've made it practically a full 10 hours minus 9 minutes. We're just gonna round up, and e.l.f. has a winner on their hands with this blush. The e.l.f. blush has performed just as well as the Rare Beauty side. There's just no denying it. I don't notice any fading between the two. Both sides look so good. I now understand why this blush has been so popular over the past couple years, but like, move over. There's no breakdown, there's no patchiness. And just to jog your memory, $7, $23. Do you see a $16 difference? Now, earlier this morning when I was applying my makeup, I mentioned in passing that I felt that the Rare Beauty blush was more dewy than the e.l.f. blush, and I still feel that way. I can definitely see more of a glow on this side apart from where I applied that highlight versus this side. The e.l.f. blush just dries down a bit more for more of a natural finish, which I'm not mad at. I actually usually prefer a natural finish. I think it makes it a little bit more of a versatile product. I would say it's in between glowy and demi matte, but I would not call it dewy. But with that said, I have nothing bad to say about these e.l.f. blushes, not one thing. I still think that this looks freshly applied. It still looks smooth on my skin, and it hasn't accentuated any of the texture that I have in this area, and I do have some small bumps here. If you really forced me to like pick out a downside about these blushes, I would actually say that it's the same downside that people complain about with the Rare Beauty blush, in that it's just so pigmented that how much you use could be a little bit of a learning curve. I was actually scrolling Instagram today and I saw another influencer say she didn't like these because she felt like they stayed too bright and strong no matter how much she blended. And I think that's just gonna come down to adjusting your application method if you feel like you're experiencing the same thing. I had a great experience with the new blush brush from e.l.f. But as you saw when I was doing the swatches, I felt like they blended really nicely with the fingers as well. You just don't need a lot. One dot is probably going to be enough in most cases. In fact, the dots that I did in those swatches were after I wiped off the excess product from the doe foot. The doe foot's gonna come out with way too much blush. So you can wipe this off and then do one dot and that'll be plenty. But the question remains, are these actually dupes? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this subject in the comments, and like how close a product has to be considered a dupe. I would say they're more dupes in performance. I mean, they're really close in color, especially once you actually put them on the skin. Side by side swatched at first glance, I would probably say no. But if you're looking for the longevity, the pigmentation, the blendability of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush on a budget, then the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush is definitely going to be the drugstore alternative. So what do you think of these e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes? Will you be picking these up? I also want to know your thoughts on the fact that I feel like the past 5 e.l.f. makeup releases have been very closely resembling high-end makeup, and social media has deemed them dupes. What do you think of this direction that the brand is going in? Let me know in the comments. Today's shout out goes to Dina. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad, and join me over in this video next where I share my top budget beauty finds of 2023. I'll see you over there. Bye!